out there with the grill going, with the $7 steaks and the rib thing on, and
you gotta live a little. You gotta learn to live a little. So hello everybody. We are here and we are going to get started. I know you guys have probably seen the topics. I'll let Donovan explain that to you. But anyway, so this is Don't Believe the Hype. Usually we actually moved it to Friday nights because Donovan is now a student again. Believe it or not, this guy has 11 degrees already, and he thinks that he needs another one. So go ahead with your bad self.
Well, no, it's not that I need another one. When money is put on the table that is specifically for you, go get it. Because it might not be there forever. If it's free money, I'm going to go get it. They're going to pay for my books and all the equipment that I need, a laptop, whatever. I'm going to go get that. And that's one of the benefits, another benefit of being in the military. I mean, they're putting all this stuff out there for you. So remember I told you Al? He can get the same benefit in voc rehab. So he wants to change his thing, become a doctor.
Right.
They would pay for his whole training right now to be a doctor. So.
Well, all right. And so, yeah, so that's why we moved the show to Friday. Usually it's on Tuesdays, but since Donovan and I have some downtime today, we thought we'd do it again today. And so
yes, we ain't got no barbecues to go to. You know, we ain't got no butter biscuits or chicken sandwiches to. You know.
So anyway, Don't Believe the Hype. We ask you to go beneath the surface of what you've heard and you've seen to make sure it is true for yourself. So hello to those on the podcast, all the podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Podbean, YouTube, what's happening?
Twitter.
You'll eventually see Twitter. You'll eventually see the produced video. Right now we have the green screen, but you won't see the green screen. And hello to those on Facebook. We are here today, as I said, on this kind of cloudy, hot Monday afternoon. So I'll let Donovan go ahead and tell you what roaching is.
Okay, a lot of you guys out there know, again, welcome to the show. This is my part of the segment, and I want to get something a little bit off of my chest because, you know, it happens not just in my family, it happens in all kinds of families. You know, there's a new phenomenon going on to where...
It's a phenomenon?
It's a phenomenon. Because when we were coming up, it was an ass kicking.
Got it.
You know, if you are a Generation Xer, which is what we are the last generation to follow our parents. We listen to our parents' music. We like the Four Tops. We like Marvin Gaye. You know, we like R&B and stuff like that. And then we're the generation that invented hip-hop and rap as we know it today. Now, for those that don't know, hip-hop and rap are two different things. Rap is the music. Hip-hop is the culture. Am I correct?
Correct.
Right. Okay, behind me is a green screen, but what we want you to do is pull that green screen down and see who's actually pulling the bells and whistles, and we're here to just give you another way to think about things and kind of do that. But what I want to talk about is roaching 101 and the dynamics of. Alrighty, let's get into it. There is a phenomenon going on within the black community, and I'm going to specifically address our girls. If you guys have been following my Facebook post, Donovan Sadiq on Facebook, this morning I put up a issue with bleaching. There's also a awesome YouTube documentary about it. It's really big in Africa, it's big in Jamaica, and all these other things. Now, when I see a black woman, and me and Demetri get into this all the time, I say it all the time. Nobody hates black women more than black women. And people say, well, what do you mean when you say that? What I mean when I say that is this. A black woman doesn't want to wear her hair. She doesn't want to wear her eyes. She's doing the most to not look like a black woman. Now, not all black women, but there's a phenomenon with this new generation of women. They're bleaching their skin, and to me, there's nothing more beautiful than a black woman. I'm sitting right next to one.
Well, thank you.
Been trying to get with her sister
for the wig, right?
No, that's not. If that's the wig, that is a thick-ass wig. And I know that's too much product for them to try to sell and make a profit. Okay, that crown is just too much. So, you know, there's nothing more beautiful than a black woman. And our thing is, I know we don't have patience because the media is just bombarding us with what beauty is. I'm sorry. You know, white women and us being, you know, it's almost like we have this fear of white people in the back of our mind because we know we can kick their ass. If the time, you know, they're more afraid of us than we are of them. That's why they have the guns.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, that's my, you know, it's like I tell you about like Mexicans. I'm sorry, I could never be afraid of a 5'2" Mexican. I just can't do it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying because I'm shooting bravado. I'm just saying there's no reason to be afraid of people that are afraid of me.
All right.
You know, strong and black.
So what about this roaching stuff?
So I'm gonna get to the roaching thing. It's a phenomenon within the black family.
And let me say this. Okay, so roaching is a term that Donovan had invented. He said he's going to coin it.
Yes.
I just get a kick out of it. It's just hilarious. And so let me define it a little bit. Roaching is, from what he's telling me, I don't know a whole lot about roaches.
Bullshit. Every black person knows about roaches.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this. I don't know a whole lot about the dynamics of what they do, right? But from what Donovan was telling me, when roaches don't have anything else to eat, they eat each other, so they commit like cannibalism, if you will.
Yes, they
and
start
so
eating each other.
his term, the roaching, came into play because I guess he was dealing with some people, some family members or other people, friends
in the black community.
So Donovan has been known and is to be very generous, and so people in the past would come to him and say, hey, you know, can I borrow $5,000? Can I get $2,000? And, you know, he's like, okay, of course, you make him sign a contract.
That's my pocket change. You know?
Yeah. So you make him sign a contract and all of that.
Oh, hell breaks loose.
Yeah, and he's had to sue some people, like some friends and stuff. He had to sue them, and so he was like, I'm done. He says, you know, we just roach off of each other. And so
yeah, you were there when I had that down.
We just roach off of each other, you know. I loan them the money, and then they, you know, I have to go ask them for the money.
Yeah.
You know,
or they're on vacations, knowing they owe me money.
Right. Or you know, they're on Facebook and they're shopping, and you know, the Essence Festival.
Yeah.
And, you know, and they owe him, you know, grands, not $20, $30, like some grands. That he's helped them in their time of need, and so he came up with the term of roaching, saying basically in our community, this is just his opinion. In our community, we tend to just it's like a dog eat dog type of thing. I'm gonna get and take until I can't take anymore, and then when the person who's been taken from wants their stuff back, it's like, well, see, what had happened was,
or get in line. Get in line.
Or as long as I owe you, you never be broke. When you can't get blood from a turnip, you see I'm on Facebook struggling too. You ain't talking about that part.
Right.
You're just talking about these Christian Louboutins that I bought.
These red bottoms and all that sort of stuff.
But you ain't talking about I have to walk into the unemployment office with these red bottoms on.
Right, you know? Or you got this $400 weave in your head, and I'm just like, you know, $80 nails on, and I'm just like, what's going on here? So
that's what roaching is, you guys.
So when a roach has nothing to eat, they will start cannibalizing each other. And that's my analogy of the black community, because that's what we do to each other. That is a prime example of why we cannot do group economics, because we are too busy worried about, oh, I don't want you to get the money, so I'm going to get the, you know, and we take, if I was Mr. Charlie, I'm getting my money. You know, have you noticed that?
Yes.
Very few black people are in court arguing with Mr. Charlie about rent. Why are you laughing? This is serious shit. You know what I mean?
Continue.
So, it's a phenomenon going on because we have these new millennials now that figure, okay, I don't want to go to school. I have no plan. I'm a grown person now. I'm not, just like Brian McKnight's sons, I'm not a 12-year-old. I am a grown person with child. I decided to sleep with a man that is thugged out or want to be a thug out or whatever, and I'm struggling. But I don't want to put in the work to do what I need to do. Be it be a janitor. All work is honorable.
Most of it.
well, even if you're a sex worker, that's a job, and it's honorable. It's the oldest profession. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do. It's a transaction.
You guys hear that noise in the background?
Yes.
It's a phone ringing. a real phone.
Right.
Donovan is one of the last people on earth who has a real landline, if you will.
Yes.
You know, who's calling?
I have no idea. It's probably a telemarketer.
This is the first time I think I've been here. All these times I've been here, that been phone. Why do you still have a phone line?
It's part of the cable package. I had to take it. I didn't want it. I don't even know the number. If you asked me, I could take the number. But I'm in the nostalgia. I have the extension line.
Can I borrow it? Because that way, the next time I need to hang up on somebody, I want to get that old feeling back. No.
Right. But I have the old extension line. We had to go in the room with the 30-foot cord. Yeah. You know, I'm into stuff like that. You know, old school. It brings back good memories. Good memories growing up. But
roaching.
yes, you know, we're not talking about young people. You made a decision, and they won't do what it is they need to do to survive as a grown person. It's like they want to be children in one aspect, and then they want to be adults in another aspect. If I gave you a blueprint, D, and I said, here's what you need to do to be a millionaire, what more are you expecting me to do? So here I am, not bothering anybody, and I'm not bothering anybody. I'm living the best life I can live. And then you see, this thing come down. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to go over here. It's like, well, you're burning all your bridges as you're, you know what I mean? It's like I'm looking at what's going on, and it's like the millennials basically are saying, what you won't do, grandma will do, or grandpa will do. And that's the problem, especially the black community. We have the extreme thing of doing things. I mean, we take it to the extreme. We are not white. We are still struggling to make it to where we need to make it in this country. And yet these millennials identify themselves with privilege. And that isn't the real world. And we've got to start teaching these kids, hey, you're grown now. This is it.
I hear you.
And that's the phenomenon that's going on. They have an expectation that somebody's always going to bail them out. And when you were 30 years old, working where you were working, your mother said, yeah, I'm here to help you, whatever, but you're going to take that baby on your hip wherever you need to go. Correct?
Most definitely, yeah. And now that you're bringing that up, I was trying to actually think of a word that slipped in my mind where, and you guys feel free to chime in if you will, a lot of people, especially, younger people, if you want, we kind of talked about this a lot on my show yesterday. They have the false idea of, what's the word I'm looking for? You said privilege, but it's like somebody owes you something.
Owes them something, right?
Yeah. And I guess we do owe them something. We both have children. We owe them something, but I guess what do we owe them? We talked about this before. Question. And so the fact that you brought up about my situation, I tell everybody I had my daughter when I was 21, close to 22, but it is what it is. I was 21. I didn't have a mom my mom was there for me, don't get me wrong. I didn't have a mom who was like, hit the road, Jack. She wasn't
Girl, we can get $800 in food stamps that day. Yeah, go get some more. we can come up.
I didn't have that type of mama.
Okay.
The type of mom that I did have was like, okay, because my daughter's father and I were still together, and I had her and stuff. But she was like, and we didn't live with her, so it wasn't like that. We lived on our own before, we conceived her, if you will. But when things didn't work out, my mom didn't help me, but she was like, I'm not going to help you do nothing. I'm not going to help you get into a worse situation by perhaps going out there and bringing home more kids and things like that. My mom made sure that I was a mother to my child, and that was because I had an example in her.
Right.
She was a mother to my siblings and myself, but she didn't enable me, if you will. My mom didn't enable me to go out there and, like, there was no, hey, mom, I'm going to the club, me and my girls, I need you to watch my daughter. She was like, well, shit, you should have called me 5 minutes before, because I'm going out.
Yeah, no, I'm going to the club.
Yeah, because I don't have no kids. My kids are grown, but I didn't have that in the mom to where she was going to allow me to push my responsibilities on her. Chris Rock has this thing in one of his stand-ups. He says nowadays the kids call the grandmama mama and the mama Pam or whatever her name is, and that's because a lot of times, and that's why I say it's our parents' generation's fault to some degree. to where they've removed that responsibility from
Right.
us.
And we allowed our parents to step in and do our job.
And then we have kids, and then we teach them to, not all of us, some of us, we have taught them to do nothing, if you will. You know, it's okay to be just cute or use what you got and all of that. I guess I'm not trying to be disrespectful to them because they did teach us some things, but it started to get watered down as the generations went by. I mean, I know, I'm not a grandparent yet. I'm not anywhere close to being a grandparent. My daughter is not thinking about having any kids. She's still getting her thing going. And no shade to anybody else, but I know people my age who have, you know, grandkids, and the kids that have the kids go out and bring more kids home.
And don't get me wrong, if you're one of those people that have that, you love the babies and stuff like that, and so there are people, something like that, they're just into that. More power to you. But this generation can't assume everybody's like that.
You know, I'm not like that. And, you know, I've also taught my daughter the same thing. I love you and I will love the grandkids, but I want to love the grandkids, and I also want to love my son-in-law, which means I don't want you to go out there and be a single mom. It happens. You know, I was a single mom. It happens or whatever. But I never taught her that lifestyle was okay. I would that you would get yourself together. That way you can be selective in the man that you choose. Then you two build a life, and then you two have a family. And that way grandma, grandy, that's what they ain't gonna call me grandma or granny, okay? I ain't there yet. But, you know, if y'all
Big
want to...
Big mama.
Sexy mama.
Right, okay.
No, but, you know, if y'all want to go out on the night on the town or whatever, you know, I ain't doing nothing.
Right.
Watch the kids, you know, whatever. But I want to serve in that capacity. I don't want to be the type of grandma to where it's like, oh, child, shoot, my daughter got, you know, okay, well, this father got to drop off the kids, and that father gonna come pick up the kids. And I don't want to be that type of grandma.
Right.
So.
And I'm going to be the grandfather that's, you know, I'm not that kind of, you can't drop any kids off with me. That ain't gonna happen. You know, I mean, I'm gonna love them, but you're not gonna drop them off. That's not gonna happen. You know, you gotta come up with, you know, and that's a man thing. It's like, I didn't enjoy making them, so I'm definitely not going to enjoy taking care of them.
So you're not going to let the kids roach up off of you?
No, they're not going to roach up off of me.
Okay, but you know, they say you say that